I remember I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm just fresh from the operation where now you have to sit like a mannequin.
Yeah.
So stiff.
Yeah.
You can't move. Then somebody came. Elvo, is everything okay down there? Like, are you able to function? Do you feel anything? I was like, yo.
You're not crippled, but let's not there, so. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Love Matters Podcast. I am your host, Roel Akeo. Remember, this is the only podcast where you get to hear real stories about real young people facing real problems, and we try and find real solutions. And today with me in the studio, I have an amazing guest who is also a really good friend of mine. Like usual, I am not going to introduce them. They will introduce themselves, tell us a little bit more about who they are, what they do, where they're from, and then we are going to jump right into the conversation. Karibu sana.
Shukran, Roel. My name is Elvis. I prefer just being called Elvis. Hizo zingine ni za government, but anyway.
Sawa.
Yeah.
All right.
No, just easy.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What I do, I'm a finance and admin at Kenneth and Jacobs.
Yeah. Kenneth and Jacobs ni nini?
Kenneth and Jacobs is a shelter for homeless, queer, and runaway youths.
Okay.
Yes. What we do, we offer psychosocial support, we offer temporary housing, transitional housing, as well as we do reconciliations, parental reconciliations, to try and bring people together. And at the end of the day, families need to be together. Yeah. In all diversities. Yes.
That's debatable, but oh well.
Yes, it is. Yeah?
Okay. So, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so asante sana. But today we're not going to be talking about your work, right? Yes. Today we have a very interesting conversation where we get to see a different side of community that most people don't get to see. And so today we're talking about people living with disability in the queer sector, right? So queer people tunagonga tu sawa. But you are a person living with a disability, right?
Yes.
And you're also queer.
Yes.
Ukona mutu? Niko single, but anyway. All right, so mind sharing with us your experience. We feel free to open up about, some of what happened and how best, just tell us about Elvis majorly. Yeah.
Elvis was all abled, if I can say. All abled until tragedy happened. Pikra za nini? Kufanya kazi.
Pilka.
Somebody told me it's Pirka. I was like, okay. So I got an accident, a road traffic accident, often abbreviated as RTA, road traffic accident, that changed my life. For a moment, they're saying life
flashes before your eyes.
I'm like, wait, okay, now what happens? Thankfully to the good Lord and doctors, stability was done. So I suffered spinal injury, broken and displaced L5, L4, and L5 and L3. So those are the vertebrae kwa backbone.
At least nakumbuka hiyo ya shule. Ninakumbuka hiyo.
So those are actually the lower bit. Huko nyuma going to the tailbone,
Only the ass crack.
Imagine literally going down huko. Then the nerves that are there affect mobility, the lower limbs mostly. So for a while I wasn't able to move completely. At first, can't even feel your legs. Then I was like, I'm going to be wheelchair bound. Okay. And given the work I do as a human rights defender, which I didn't mention, I've worked around the accident itself, around advocating for inclusion for persons with disability. Then at that time, I wasn't even thinking now that, now I'm going to be,
person with disability.
People that I've been really advocating for now, part of their story. But thankfully, the stability was done. And with rehabilitation, physiotherapy, and all, and a lot of psychosocial support. A lot of psychosocial support. I'm able to walk. From ile tunaita
Hiyo kitu.
Mkojo wa wazee.
Tunajuanga hiyo kusukuma.
The four. Yani,
Yeah.
you're making a step and you're like, yo, I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Na hujafika hata 30 hour.
Imagine, uko there, okay.
Not that 30-year-olds are old, don't get me wrong, but...
Well.
Oh, well.
Yeah. To walking with one crutch to now. Actually, this year.
Yeah.
My physiotherapist was like, nachukua hiyo kitu, you're not going to use it. You'll have to walk on your own.
Without the crutch?
Yes. So again, psychologically, you have to now prepare your body to now walk without support.
Yeah.
And here we are. But now I'm still classified as a person with disability. I'm still waiting for the MAR, that is the medical assessment report, to be ratified or whatever they do at the council. Yeah.
Council said, you're using heavy words. You know, I'm not a graduate. Please, don't use heavy words on me.
It's called National Council for Persons with Disability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hiyo ndo unapata, unaona ile kadi unapatiwa,
like if you're parking, I see some drivers with like
and then
the sticker.
There's the sticker and all those things. So you have to be a member, you have to be recognized for you to be able to...
Hiyo alafu ni uko unanipanga lift tunaiweka tu hapo nyuma ya No, I'm just kidding. So
And,
I mean, how you know, that is a very drastic change that happens in your life, right? And that's something that no one is technically prepared for.
Never.
And then, you know, your sexuality is also a part that comes into play. It's also a part of you. So how was it juggling both, especially when, and this is the mental aspect of it all. Was it easy? Was it a transition that was like, I mean, oh, well, it is what it is? Or how was the process when it comes to dealing with that?
It's not easy. It's not easy. With any drastic life changes, it's never easy on anyone.
Kama kuhama tu sumbua.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Now, with this, there's that entire shift now. Everything around you have to change. The worst thing, being an independent person or being dependent on people, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy because there's so much, also privacy. Privacy is so limited. Especially because now you want to do some things and, you know, the private matters. And you are like, you know, now people are around me, this person has to help me do this, has to help me do that. And you're like, I remember categorically refusing my caregiver kunipeleka bafu. I was like, nope,
get somebody else.
I will do this on my own. Nitajikokota kule ndani. I'll take even if it is an hour. And
tumetoka tukiwa tumeoga tuko sawa.
Yes, we take our time.
Yeah.
But now, as a queer person in Kenya, especially, and you know, as you had mentioned, people think there are no queer persons with disability. Yeah, there are so many, and they're fabulous in their own ways.
I mean, you're fabulous.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So, as a queer person, it's the paradigm shift where now your circle becomes smaller. Yeah. Because again, people, and I came to realize this later, because it's not about me. They're also going through something, you know. They're like, now, how do we now start interacting with this person? You know, what should we say? What should we not say? What should we ask? And personally, with the psychosocial support that I got, I came to realize I need to let people internalize the entire thing. It's a change. From seeing you on the streets and you're standing and everything, now you're again all these other things, again, even stairs.
To stupid questions. Can you be able to do this? Can you
and then there's the questions unawezana na ngono? I was like, okay.
Guys been asked guys.
I remember I was on in the hospital. I'm just fresh from the operation where now you have to sit like a mannequin, so stiff. You can't move. Then somebody came, hello, is everything okay down there? Like, are you able to function? Do you feel anything? I was like, yo.
You're not crippled, man. That's not there, you know. So,
because right now I'm like, I just want to get better. I'm not even thinking about, you know, sexual needs and everything. You know, I'm not thinking about all that. And then I'm like, okay. Being an SRS champion again, I had to ask the questions. Doc, how? the doc was like, no, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
There's so many people who are... Disability does not mean that, no, you do not enjoy sex.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot have sex.
Now switch positions.
You know,
Yeah.
you are taught, literally,
Yeah.
you know, you're always given these things. You are told what to do, what is safe for you, what is all that thing, you know. In all the spectrum of disability, everybody enjoys sex.
Yeah.
So the tough bit was answering these questions, you know. How do you answer these questions? And you know, you've interacted with me well. I'm very straightforward. I just tell you it is this and this and this and that.
Yeah.
So I'll give people the answers they needed.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Nilikuwa ninataka kusema hiyo lakini uzuri ni wewe umesema. But anyways, you know, so it's really amazing what you get to do and the challenges that you've overcome, right? And you find that maybe sometimes when I see you when we're having this conversation right now, if I don't know you, I'm like, Elvis is good, Elvis is okay. Are there those moments where you feel like, you know, those lows where you're like, I don't, maybe, you know, I didn't deserve this, maybe something else, I should have been better or something. Do you have those moments? Because we see you and we're like, what I know your motu tutapiga next story, tutacheka tutakula, but when you go home, are there those moments where you feel like, this is heavy for me?
Yeah. Honestly,
Now
there are times that I'm an ambivert, so there are times where I'm social. Sometimes I'm like, I need a break to re-energize.
Yeah.
Those times I'm always like, was this really necessary? Because the changes are massive. Changes are massive. Even seeking employment, especially in mainstream places, there's a lot of discrimination for persons living with disability or persons with disability. And it stems from ignorance, a lot of ignorance from even corporates will tell you, oh, we're inclusive. They're not.
Corporates are just full of shit.
They are not inclusive. The first thing they think about is self-preservation. Oh, this person, when it comes, this person, especially if they don't have the structures.
That, the ramp, the elevator.
They're like, okay, now, this person, even the working schedule has to change. So, during that time I was employed. Something that happened that quite broke me is a few months after my accident and recovery and everything, they had to let me go. The reasons they used were, okay, legally they are okay, but I knew there are a lot of, you know.
We need to find us. We need to be rich. Unapeleke holiday.
Wait, itafika. I'm not lying to you.
Go sue those people, twende Malindi.
No,
Thanks.
I opted to choose the
highway. No. The high road.
Like peace. Choose peace. Sometimes
no, do it for me. Do it for me, please.
No.
I'm a star.
No. We can do better.
Let's do it better in Malindi. You know, we will do better in Malindi. You get it.
I get it. But we're thriving. Yeah. So to answer the low moments, the times I'm alone and I start wondering, well, things have been different if I wasn't in that path that day. Yeah. What happens? Now, even inclusivity in terms of places and spaces. Yeah. You look at me, anybody will say, who mtu yuko sawa?
Ako sawa, yeah.
Three flights of stairs, I'm like, oh God. I am so exhausted. I'm like, yo. And then now, the worst part is now, msimu wa baridi is now the worst. Because now my nerves are at another level where it's a lot of pain. Yeah. Or constantly on medication, nerve numbers.
Yeah. What are nerve numbers?
I'm not marketing any
for marketing purposes.
These are medicines that assist, but mostly they're rich in vitamin C and those other vitamins to try and kutuliza nerves. Kuambia wewe acha kukua too sensitive, tulia tu. You know, it's just normal. Yeah. So those are the nerve numbing medication I take. Yeah. Just to try and a lot of painkillers. And nimeza mara moja.
Well, if I book brand ambassador, right, at this point. These
are too much. They're too much. Yeah.
We need money for my Lindy Elvis. December is coming.
Niache kuwa mgumu.
You know, get money for us. Okay, for me. Do it for me. For Ruel. Thanks.
Malindi.
Yeah, 2024.
Where I see you. You know, those places. I'm like, we're here now with Ruel, you know.
Nita post mkono. Nitapiga picha alafu ni post mkono. I've done my friendly duty. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So, you know, when we're coming to a close of the conversation, and I think one of the most important thing I've felt you have dealt in this conversation is for people not to just assume that just because you don't see me in a crutch or you don't see me in a chair doesn't mean I don't have a disability. There are disabilities that are not seen.
Yes.
Yeah, because if you say it's the vertebrae.
Yes.
It's a vertebrae, you know, and then most people would expect, kona the crutch or you have the chair sometimes, and you switch it up sometimes. I know you don't have the chair, but you have the walking thing. But when it comes down to unseen disabilities, people should also be included and inclusive in workspaces and in friendships, in social spaces as well. Siati, unaweka kitu fourth floor na kuna lift, but anyways, tuta change here, right? So yeah, exactly. Muhimu sana. So we're coming to the end of the conversation. What would probably be that one thing you'd want to tell a queer person who is living with a disability?
Yo, get out. You'll be hard. There are people who understand. I don't know the right word to say, but I feel like most people are out there and there's fear of acceptance. Try me, try Royal. Just try. Just try. You know?
Yeah.
Get out there, interact with people. Just interact with people. Be open about your disability. Because I know people, like right now I'm trying to make a network of persons with disability. These are people that really look at them and you'll never even guess for a moment they have disabilities.
Yeah.
From hearing, impaired, you know, from impaired vision, and all those, so many forms of disabilities that are unseen.
Yeah.
Not all disabled persons limp. You know, not all disabled persons are on wheelchairs, as you said. There's even intellectual disability, okay? Yeah. So just come out, speak up, interact more, be open, be vulnerable. Just try and be vulnerable. Because you'll find a support that will shock you. In English, but yeah, the support is there. The support is there.
Yeah.
So don't fear, even acceptance. You'll also find love. I know most of them struggle finding love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know people who are in,
stable relationships.
Yes. And you'll find one is not disabled, the other is disabled. Your match is out there. Just step out. Mi na wewe hatuwezi Ruel.
Tutacheka tu kwa that story.
We've been friends too long.
I have tried, guys. Muona bado sina mutu. Bounce. So, anyway, thank you so much, Elvis, for coming today. And with that, we do have come to the end of today's episode. If you're a person with disability, do feel free to share with us in the comment section, and we are going to try our best to make sure that you get the support that you need here at Love Matters Kenya. Be sure to follow our social pages at Love Matters Kenya or Love Matters Africa, depending on where it is you're searching from. And so leave a comment, like, share, because it is through that we get to create better content that is relatable to all young people across the globe. So until next time, goodbye, kwaheri, adios, obrigada, ciao.
Love Matters. Open, honest, sex friendly.